Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today in this video we will cover some more topics on JavaScript. Okay, so in previous video we have covered some basic topics in JavaScript. Okay, so in this video we have start with operators and coming to our more topics. Okay, so start with our Visual Studio screen. So today we have covered 5 topics in JavaScript. Okay, so the first topic is printing statement in JavaScript. Second is operators. Then we have learned control flows or conditional statement. Then what is the loops in JavaScript and what are the functions in JavaScript. Okay, so great. So we can start with our first topic, printing statement. Okay, so what is a printing statement? Basically, suppose if you want to display anything to the user, so you want to print, right? So for that reason, you need some statement, and that statement you can call it as a printing statement. Simple. It's very simple. Okay, so printing statement it is used to display or print the output to the users. Okay, great. So how can we print or display the output to user? So using a statement, printing statement. So the first printing statement is console dot log. Okay, so observe this console dot log. It is a function. Okay, log is a function, but the whole thing console.log, it is a statement and it is a printing statement, right? Suppose if we have written something inside it, like something. Okay, suppose if you write any message inside the console.log, so you can see on a page. Okay, I will show you in our code file. Okay, this is not our code file. So this is our code file, and yeah, this is a JavaScript second lecture, second lecture. Okay, great. Okay, so we can write our script tag in two section of our HTML document. Okay, so the first section is we can write our script tag in head section also. And we can write our script tag in body section also. So in this video we have write our script tag in head section. Okay, so great. Okay, so suppose if you write our printing statement here. Okay, so what will happen? We have what we have given the instruction to JavaScript interpreter. We can just say using this line, just print something to log. Okay, I will show you the output. Okay, then you will get it out. Great. Have you seen any output here? No. Why? Because we are printing our statement. We are printing our message to console. So for seeing the output, you can just right click on this page, go to the inspect option, and here is the one option, console option. Okay, so you can just click on this option. So here you can see the output of our console.log. So it's a very simple. Okay, now I think you are able to understand, right? You are able to understand right now. Great. So printing statement are uh, printing statement are those statement which we have used to print or display something to users. Great. Okay, so we have see here console.log is a printing statement. Okay, so suppose uh, suppose uh, if you want to restrict restrictions to the users, directly going to go to into your document. Okay, so And before going to your directly going to your document, if you want to show any message or pop-up, so in that case you use alert. Okay, so alert is a dialog box in JavaScript. Okay, alert is a prompt. Okay, so this is a alert. We can write simply like this. Okay, great. I will show you on code. Okay, so suppose I will make it comment, not a comment. Okay, before explaining alert, I will explain you. Suppose if you want to write some message onto directly on your web page or web document. So how can you do this? First understand, okay. We are able to write something message to console, okay, because we have using console.log. Suppose user want to print some message or user no. Suppose if you want to print some information directly on your web page, so you use a document dot write there, okay, document dot write. Okay, so suppose this is going directly into web directly into web document. Okay, great. So if we see the output of this document dot write, it will visible to directly on your document. Okay, you can see here. Are you able to see this? Right? This is a this. I will close this console. Then right. Is it visible to you, right? The output of document.write. It will directly print the message into document. So using document.write, we can do this. Great. And suppose if you want to replicate users directly go into web page, and before going into web web page, you, you want to show some message to the user, so in that case you use alert. So suppose if you write first listen me, then first listen me, then only you can read the web doc. Okay, so if you want to replicate the users directly go into web page, and if you want to show some message before going into web page, so you can use alert alert prompt there. Okay, so like this, just when user click on this OK button, then only it will go into your web page. Okay, great. Or document, we can say that it is a document, not web page. Great. Okay, great. So till we have covered uh, printing statement, or what are the statements in JavaScript. Great, great. So we have successfully covered our first topic. Then coming to our next topic. Okay. So what is the operators in JavaScript? First of all, understand what is the operators, and first of all, understand what is the operator and what are the operands. Okay. So plus, minus, multiplication. Sorry, multiplication. So this is the operator. Okay, this is the operator. And what are the operand? Suppose if you are created a variable like a, and if you want to you have created variable a comma b, right? And if you want to add both the variables, right? So in this case you can create this variable, right? So these are the operands. These are the operands. Great. Okay. So these are the operands, and these are the operators. Okay, operators. So what are the operators? Basically, operators is nothing but it is a symbol. Okay, it is a symbol symbol, and we use this symbol to perform some operations. Okay, so this is Suppose what is operator? Operator is nothing but it is a symbol which we have used to perform some operations on operands like this. A, sorry, A plus B, right? So here we have performed, this is a symbol, right? This is an operator, and using this operator, we have perform operations on operand. Like what is operand? A and B are both are the operands, and we have performed operations and perform some calculation on operand using operator. Great. So I think you are understand, right? So in simple way, I will give a definition of an operator. Okay, I will tell you the definition of an operator. Okay, so operator is a operator in JavaScript. It is a symbol, and we use to perform some calculation on operands. Great. So in JavaScript, there are different types of operator, right? Arithmetic operators, assignment operator, comparison operator, logical operator, unary operator, and ternary operator. Great. So I will explain you one by one. Okay. So first is the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators is like simple addition. Means arithmetic operator perform arithmetic calculation. So what is the arithmetic calculation? A simple calculation like addition, multiplication, division, modulus, right? These all calculation uh, are considered as a arithmetic operators. Okay, and we need to perform this arithmetic calculation. So we need some operator, right? So that operator we can say that that operator we can say that these are the arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are addition, multiplication, sorry, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, comma, modulus. Okay. Okay. Uh, I will further explain you this arithmetic operator using code. Okay. So coming to our code here, I will comment this line of code and sorry, operators. Great. Okay. Okay. So first operator is a arithmetic operator. So how can we write a arithmetic operator? And simply like suppose we have created a variable a equal to 20, then b equal to 30. Great. We have successfully created a variable, and now we have to perform some arithmetic calculation. So first we have to perform addition. Okay. So how can we do a plus b? Simple, right? And suppose if we see the output of this code, oh, wait, need to run this code. Okay, so click on inspect because we have using console log. Okay, so for that reason we are able to see our output in console. Okay, suppose if you write here uh, document dot write. Okay, so you can see the output. You can see the output to the in the document. Okay, great. But here I'm writing console.log. Okay, great. So you are able to see, right, the output of our addition. Okay, so our first value is the 20 and second is the 30. So 20 plus 30 is a 50, right? Great. And for better readability, we can give an message also. Okay, add the add 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 the value. Okay, great. Okay, add value. The result of add value, we can say that the result of addition, you can say, right, the result of addition is 50. Great. In similar way, we can subtract, we can multiply, we can perform division operations, we can perform uh, modulus calculation, right? So I will show you how we can do it. Just simply change the operators like this. If you want to subtract, then use subtract operator. If you want to multiply, just use the multiply operator. If you want to divide, if you want to make modulus. Also, what is mean of modulus? It will give the reminder of the division. Okay, it will give a reminder. Great, great. So sorry, subtraction. Great. Subtraction. Multiplication. Multiplication. Great. Division. Division. Great. And modulus. Modulus. Great, great. So we have successfully uh, we have write a code to perform some arithmetic operation. Okay, we have success. Now I will show you the output of this code. Okay, you can see here. The result of addition is a 50. The result of subtraction is a minus 10 because A is a 20 and B is a 30. So for that reason, the subtraction is minus going into minus 10. The result of multiplication, the result of division, and the result of modulus is great. Great. Okay. Great. Oh, great. Great. Suppose if you change the value to 2 here, and then I will show you, right? The result of addition is 22, resist subtraction 80, multiplication 40, division, and the modulus I have already explained you, right? In modulus, they give reminder of the division. Okay, great. Great. So here we have the word arithmetic operator. Okay. So the second operator is assignment operator. So what is meant by assignment operator? Okay. So assignment operator is suppose if you want to assign any value to the variable, so you can use a assignment operator here. Okay. So simply if you assign value, so you use a double equal to, right? Double equal to, and so this is the assignment operator, and it's just assign the value. It is used to just assign the value. Okay, like suppose if you want to create a variable like age. Okay, and if you assign a value, variable age, if you want to assign the value to the variable age, so you use equal to operator, right? And this equal to operator, we we can in JavaScript we can say that it is a assignment operator, or it is a assignment operator. In JavaScript, we say it is a assignment operator. Okay, so we have given it is a 50, age is a 50. Okay, suppose if you print this age, you are successfully able to see, okay, on console. Great. Age is 50. Okay, great, great. And so till we have covered two operators, arithmetic operators. What is the arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators perform arithmetic calculations. Assignment operator are used to assign. Assign. It is used to assign the value to variable variables. Okay, and it is used to perform arithmetic calculation. Okay, great. So the third operator is comparison operator. So as a name suggests, comparison. So it compare the two values. Okay, it compare the two values. Suppose it compare uh, which value is greater. Suppose you have a two value, right? Like this. You have a two values. I will explain. No, I will explain you first here, and then I will uh, going to the code file, and then I will explain. Okay. So comparison, you have a two value, like 20 is the first value and 40 is the second value. Then it simply compare the first value with the second value. So the first value is less than 40. If the first value is less than 40, it's true, then it gives true, otherwise it gives an false. In similar way, it will check for greater than, it will check if 20 is greater than 40. If the 20 is greater than 40, then it will, if the condition is true, then it will print and true. If the condition is false, simply it will print false. Okay, great, great. And it will check for double equal to also. Okay, so like this, great, great. So in simple way, comparison operator are used to compare two different values. Used to compare two different values. Great. Okay. Great. And what are the comparison operators? Less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Okay. And not equal to, equal to, not equal to. These all are the comparison operator. It will compare the two different values. Okay. Simple. I will explain you through an code. Okay. So I will comment this code. Great. Okay. Now I am going to explain you comparison operator, right? So comparison operators. Okay. Great. So suppose suppose if you want to print like this. Suppose if what comparison operator do? Comparison operators simply compare two different values. Suppose if you write here 40 is greater than 20. So what is the output of this? I will show you. This is a true, right? Why? Because 40 is greater than 20. Simple. Suppose if you change to less than symbol, so the output simply changed to false, right? You can see here, it's a false. Great, it's very simple. Okay, suppose if you check 40 is equal to 20, okay, sorry, equal to 20, then it will give a false. 40 is not equal to 20. And if you check 40 is not equal to 20, then it will give true because both are the different values. Great, great, great. So till we have covered the three operators in JavaScript. Okay, so fourth operator is many times we have used in JavaScript. Okay, so logical operators are uh, it is it is a condition-based operator. Okay, and first of all, it checks the logic of the programs. Okay, like in a logical operator, there is a and, comma, or, comma, not. Great. And the symbol of this and is and, or, and. Okay, so I will explain you what is and. In and operation, it is very simple. Okay, suppose you have a two condition and both conditions are true, then only and print true. Okay, then only and print true. In all other condition, it will print and false. And in our case, if you have at least one condition true, then it will print true. Okay. If you have a more than one condition as a true, then it will also print true. But if you don't have any condition as a true, then simply you can simply remember these things and print true when and print true where when both the conditions are true. In that case, and print true. And in or print or operations print true when at least one condition is true and not is a, it basically it reverse the value. Okay, suppose you have a true value, So it's simply reverse. It will change to false. Great. I will explain you through an example. So don't worry. Okay. So logical. Sorry. Great. Logical operator. Okay. Great. I will comment this. So in logical operators, we have three operators: or, or, and not. Great. Okay. So suppose uh, in AND case, I am already explaining, right? If both the condition is true, then only it print true. We'll check it. Okay. Suppose if you write a console, and in console, the first condition is 10 is greater than 5, right? The first condition we have written, it's a true condition. And then suppose if we have written 30 is less than 90. Okay. Both the conditions we have written in console log are true, right? So we have used AND operator here. So what is the output of in console dot log in log? So it's a true, right? Great. You can see here. Okay, it's a true. Great. So it's very simple. Suppose if you change one value, okay, suppose 10 is not less than 5, but here we have mentioned 10 is less than 5, right? So here only one condition is true. So in AND case, it will show an false, okay, not showing an true. And in case of OR operator, I already said, right? In OR conditions, at least one condition is true, then it will directly print true. Don't worry, it will print in true. Great. And suppose in condition of not, suppose if you write here true, okay, true, great. I will show you first here. Are you able to see here true, right? But if you use the negation means not operator, so it reverses the value, right? We have write true, but in output screen in console.log, I'm able to see it's a false, right? So it reverses the value. Great. I'm explaining at very easy level, so I think you all are uh, clear this concept, right? Yeah, I think great. Okay, great. So coming to our fifth operators, unary operators. So what is meant by unary operators? Suppose if you want to increase your value by one, and suppose if you want to decrease your value by one, so in this in that operator we have used, so that operator simply we called as a unary operator in JavaScript. And what are these operators? It's simply increment operator. We can say that it is the increment operator and decrement operator. Okay. And we can uh, we can use like pre-increment also, post-increment, pre-decrement, and post-decrement. Okay, just you understand what are the unary operator. It's the increment operator and decrement operator. So using this operator, we can increase increase or decrease the value by one. Okay, the value by one. Great. We'll explain you here. Suppose uh, great. Which operator? Unary operator. Okay. Unary operator. Okay. Great. Suppose if you created a variable like a and you have assigned value 100. Okay. Great. Not 100. If you assign value 4, not 1. Okay. Great. And suppose if you want the value of variable a want to increase by 1, so you can simply mention a plus plus. Okay. And when you write a plus plus and You can check what is the value of a right now. Now it's 402. Okay, I will show you. Great. Then I am 402. Okay, so it just simply it increase the value by one. And suppose if you want to decrease the value by one, just write like this. Great. Okay, I'm saving this and go and refresh. Hmm, Why? Oh, great. Our value is 401, right? And we have, if we use decrement, so it only decrease one value, so it will be a 400. Great, great. Output is right, okay, but we are not. Okay, great, great. So we have covered unary operators also. So the last operator in our uh, today's videos is a ternary operator. And what is meant by ternary? It is the simplest way, or it is a we can say that we can write if else statement in single line using ternary operator. Okay, or how can we write this ternary operator? Just in first we have write condition. Okay, and if the condition is a true, if the condition is a true, so the true output print here, true printed here, true printed here. Otherwise, false printed. Okay, great. I will explain you through an example. Okay, so which operator? Ternary operator. Great. Ternary operator. Okay, great. So in ternary operator, mm, we can say that we have write if else statement in single line. So suppose if give an example like this, console.write. Suppose 20 is greater than 5, right? This condition is right, right? Okay, great, great. So if the condition is true, then it print true. Okay. Otherwise, it print. Are you getting this code? Okay. We can just write if else, like if the condition is true, then it print true. In first block we have, in first term we have print true values, and in second we have print false values. Okay, 20 is greater than 5, so I think the output is true. We can say that, right? Great, we can see here it's a true. So it's very simple operators in JavaScript, and I will explain. I had already explained all these operators in very details. Okay, and great. Okay, so coming to our next topic. So the next topic is a conditional statement and control statement. So what are the control statement in JavaScript? First, understand why we are called as a control statement. So it gives a power. It gives a power or to to run the. It gives a power which part of our code is able to run successfully or not based on condition. Okay, means if your condition is not true, then your code is simply not executed. Okay, it will terminate your blocks and your code will stop there. Okay, just simple. It's very simple. Conditional statement, it gives the power to take a decision which part of our code is run based on conditions. Based on condition, it is based on condition. Okay, based on condition. I will write here. It gives a power. It gives a power to take an decision. It gives an power to take an decision. Decision which part of our code, our code, which part of our code run which part of our code run or not run. It based on conditions. Okay, conditions. Great, great. Based on run or not run. Based on condition. Great. Okay, so these are the in JavaScript there are conditional statement. And what are these conditional statement? These are the if else switch. Okay, so coming to our code part, I will explain you one by one. Okay, so in if okay, so first I will explain the syntax of it. Okay, so first we have write if keywords here, and then the conditions. If the conditions which we have written inside this parenthesis, if parenthesis, it is true, then only it will go inside this curly bracket. Otherwise, it skip this curly bracket and stop your programs. Okay. If you write, I will explain. If your condition, whatever the condition you have mentioned in your if block, okay, if condition block, if it is true, then only it will go inside your if block. Okay, I will explain you. This is a if block. Okay, yeah, please understand. If I'm doing spelling mistake, so please understand. Okay, because I am teaching you, right? So this is a if block. Right. So what I'm trying to explain you. So where when if condition is execute, only the if condition is true, then only it will execute, and then only it will go inside the if bracket. Otherwise it simply stop your executions and stop your programs. Okay, great. So here we have given a true condition, so you can see this is a if block. Okay, suppose if you give the false conditions in if block, so what happen? Suppose if you write false here, so you are not going inside this if block, and you are not able to see any message here. Okay, great. And we can here simply we can write it. I will show you to write a debugger to our program, and our program is working. Okay, great. So where is our debugger? Okay, so I think you are able to see, right? Great. So suppose you can see here. Okay, we have mentioned a debugger. We have given a debugger here. So what happen when you write a if block? Okay, so if when you write if block, and if your condition is false, okay, please uh, watch carefully here. Okay, we have used a debugger here, and suppose if your if condition is false, then go to it will directly came from line number 43 to directly 47. Again, I will show you. Okay, you can see here. Wait, again, I will run this code. Okay, so you can see. So currently we are at 43, line number 43, right? But so what happened when whatever the condition we have mentioning in if block, if it is false, then it is not going inside our if block. It directly terminate that if block and stop your program. Okay, like this we can see here, right? You can see it directly came to 47. And if you change the condition to true. Okay, so wait. Okay, if the condition is true, so what will happen? So our code execute line by line, and it will goes inside your if block curly bracket. Okay, you can see it. Oh, so wait. I will explain you again. I will show you. No, this is not. Oh, okay, great. What happened? Okay, great. You can see here. Okay, so it will run one by one, line by line, and it execute and it gives the output. Okay, if the condition is true. Okay. Or what happen when we use a debugger? So it will slow our program. Okay, so I will remove this and show you the output of our program. Okay, this is the if block, right? And if the condition is false, then it will not execute. Okay, great, great. Okay, so second is a if else. Okay, for, so first is if block. Conditional statement. First we have see the if block. Second is a if else. Okay, suppose our first condition, anyhow our first condition is not satisfied, it's not true, so the else part will by default execute. Okay, I will show you. Suppose if you write else part and console.log. Okay, console.log. This is a by default printed when if 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 condition fails. Condition. Okay, so our suppose if our if block is not executed, so then else block is definitely executed. Okay, I will explain. Right, our first if block is false. You can see here this is the by default printed, and when if block if conditions. Okay, so now I will explain you. I had explained you what is the if statement, what is the if else, and now what is a switch. Okay, so switch statements we have used depend upon cases, condition cases. If you have a multiple if you want to check for multiple conditions, so in that case you can use a switch. Okay, great, 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 great. I will explain the syntax of switch. Okay, you can see here switch. Okay, switch case. Uh, you have a keys and values, right? Suppose if you create here let let days equal to seconds. Suppose if you write days equal to second, right? And in switch parenthesis you have write uh, the variable days, right? Suppose, and in case first, what happen if the first day is Monday. Okay, if the user print first, then it will print Monday. Okay, and Monday, Mon- Monday. Okay, it will print Monday. Then it is a it used to break the statement. So for that reason, we have used here break statement. Great. And then in second case, we have used this is case first. Okay, case first. Okay. So copy this code and I will paste here. Okay, and in second day, Tuesday, great, great. Okay, and by default it will print an oh, okay, great. No. First case. Okay, just I'm explaining you what is the syntax, and then I explain you. the example. Okay, great. So switch. Okay, so this is the syntax of our switch statement. So it will uh, get an key as a parenthesis. It will check for cases, and then it will break our condition. And if any cases is not satisfied with our switch conditions, so by default it will print the condition inside the default block. Okay, great, great. So we have successfully completed our control flow or control statement here. So coming to our loops in JavaScript. So what is the loops in JavaScript and why it is very important in JavaScript? Okay. So basically, in loops are used to perform same actions repeatedly. Okay. Suppose if you want to perform action repeatedly, so you use loops in programs. So uh, it will it will avoid code duplicacy. Okay, means you are not you don't need to write same code again and again. Okay, so you can directly no, you can, sorry, this is not a loop. Okay, first understand what is a loop. We have used to perform some operation. We have to use to perform operations repeatedly. So suppose any condition we want to perform operation repeatedly. So in that case, we use loops. Okay. Basically, there are three loops: for loop, um, while loop, and do while. Do okay. Okay. So for loop we used. It is best for when you know how many times you want to run the loops. So we use for loop there. Suppose if you don't know how many times your loop will run, and but you know when you know when you want to when you know if the condition is false, then your code are going to stop. So in that case, you use while loop, and if you want to run your code at least one time, if the condition is true or if the condition is false, it's not depend on condition. It will be run at least one time. Okay, so in that case, you use do while. Great, great, great. Okay, so the syntax of loops I will explain you here. So how we write loops? So this is a for loop. Okay, it's not. It's very difficult. Okay, I will explain you. Suppose let I equal to 0. Okay, I is less than equal to 10. I plus plus. Okay, great, great. So the syntax of loop is first we need to initialize. Okay, so this is the initialization. This is the condition, and this is the counter value or increment and decrement value. Okay, so in this way we can write for loop. So what is the output of this loop? Suppose if you console, if you log here, if you log here, I, you can see here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have used condition I is less than 10. It will run it is running our program 10 times, but we have start our initialization with 0. So for that reason, we are here seeing the output from 0 to 9. Great, great. So this is the for loops. Suppose if you want to write same programs using while, so while, great. So you need to mention first here. So okay. So let no let I equal to 0. Okay, and condition is I is less than, oh, less than, is less than 10. Okay, I is less than 10, and console dot log I and I plus plus I plus plus. Great. So you can see the output of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, great, great. Oh, now you can see the output. Okay, we have initialized the I with 0, but in the output screen we can see from 1 to 10. So why it's happened? Because we have increment I plus plus before our printing. Okay, so just increment I plus plus after our console dot log. Okay, so now you can see from 0 to 9. Great, great. So in similar way, you can write do while. Okay, great. So today we have covered four topics. So the last topic of our today's video is functions. Functions. So functions is the most important part and the most important concept in JavaScript. So basically, functions is a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay, it is a block of code uh, that perform. It is a block of code that performs specific task. Okay. What is a function in JavaScript? Function is a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay, and we can use the functions in our programs in futures. Okay, and we can reuse our functions in a uh, different programs multiple times. Okay, we can reuse it. Reuse. Okay, function are able to reuse in programs. Okay, great, great. So how can we create a functions and can we access the how can we call the functions? Okay, I will explain you function. Okay, so no. how how we create, first question is how can we create a function? Okay, great. How can we create a function and how to call a function? How to call the function? Okay, great, great. So these are the two questions. I'm going to comment this. Okay, great. So the how to create a functions. Okay, so for creations of functions, you use a keyword function first. Function keyword. Okay, so you use a function keyword, then you write the name of function. You can write any. Okay, I'm using hello. Okay, and then give parenthesis and then a block. You have successfully created your first function whose name is hello. Okay, and suppose if you write console.log inside it, yes, we have successfully create, created our function. Great. Okay, so I'm asking you one questions. Is this code is run on console? Our function print this in this message on console? No, right? Why it's no? Because we have created function, right? For running our function, we need to call this function. First, I will show you the output of this code, right? You are not able to see any output here, right? Why? Because we have just created function. We have not called this function, right? We have not called. So how can we call this function? This is our function name, hello. So how can we call this? I will show you directly here. We can call like this, hello, right? This is our function, and we can just call like when we have called these functions, then it will print the output information to user. Okay, then it will display the information inside the functions, right? Yes, we have successfully created our functions. Great. So we have cover how can we create a functions, how to call the functions. Okay, great. So this is the basic functions we have created. I will explain you about arrow function. What is an arrow function? Okay, this is not our uh, video's topic, but I will explain you what is an arrow function. Okay, so arrow functions is it is a simplest form of it is a simplest form to create a function. Okay, great, great, great. And how you can create arrow functions? It's very simple. Okay, so for creating arrow functions, you just need you don't need a function keyword. Okay, you just need parenthesis, and then you need this. Okay, great. This is our arrow function. Okay, great. This is our arrow function. Okay, is it work? We'll check. We can check, right? Uh, log. I'm also checking first time. Okay, in this way. But we'll check. Okay. This is arrow. Oh no, arrow function. Okay, great. Suppose mhm, so function. Okay, we need to store our arrow function inside any variable. So it is great. Suppose if you print a, right, you can see this is our arrow function. Okay, this is our arrow function. Great, great. Okay, yes, great, great. So we have covered our all the topics of today's video. We have start from printing statement in JavaScript, right? Then operators, we have covered operators in details in this video, right? Then we have came to conditional statements. What are the conditional statements in JavaScript? We have see if else switch statements inside control flow statements. Then we came to then uh, I had explained you loops. What is the loops? How to write loops, right? And what are the difference between for loop, while loop, and do while loops, right? Right. What is the functions? How to create a function? How to call these functions? Great. So today we have covered all these topics, and if you find this video helpful, so please like, subscribe to my channels, and if you face any difficulties, so please ping me a comment. I tried I try as soon as possible. I try to solve your queries. Okay, and if you are watching my videos, so thanks a lot. Okay, and thank you so much. We will meet in next video. Okay, bye bye.